A gente está aqui na BGS com o Ed Boon, uma lenda, dos criadores do Mortal Kombat e atual diretor criativo da NetherRealms Studio. Thank you so much for being here with us. So I'm going to start asking some questions about the past, because I was really curious about your career when I was doing research. So I heard that the first Mortal Kombat game was actually supposed to be a Van Damme fighting game. Do you think it would have been that much successful if it was a Van Damme game?
No, I think that we wouldn't have been allowed to have done kind of the crazy things that we did with Mortal Kombat, with the blood and the violence and everything, and the fatalities with Van Damme. I don't think he would have wanted that in there, and I wouldn't have blamed him either. But at the end, I think it was a blessing for us to have been able to make up something on our own that's lasted so long.
Yeah, it seemed something bad at first, but it ended up being something very good.
A blessing in disguise.
You're talking about violence, and Mortal Kombat was one of the first games to start this whole discussion of violence in games discussion. 25 years later, do you think society understands this relation a little bit better?
Well, a lot of things have changed in 25 years. Obviously there have been a lot more games that have, had kind of like, mature content. And so, Mortal Kombat doesn't stand out that much at all. And then there's also a rating system, which has been a big part of, people understand that when they buy a game that has a mature rating on its sticker, that they know what content is in the game, and that's going to, that was the main objection before, was that there was no rating system, and Mortal Kombat was right next to Mario Brothers, and nobody knew the difference of what those two games were.
In around 2011, Midway was sold to Warner. How was that transition for you? Were you afraid you wouldn't be able to work with Mortal Kombat again?
No, when all that was happening with Midway, we went and talked to a number of the publishers, not just Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers, we really had the best feeling about them. Their first thing that they told us was they wanted to give us more time to work on Mortal Kombat 2011, which we call Mortal Kombat 9. And that made a huge difference. That ended up being the biggest selling game of all the Mortal Kombat. So we're very happy with that.
You chose Warner in some way, or?
No, I think it was a match. I mean, it wasn't us to decide, but Warner was the one that we were most comfortable with.
I'm glad it worked out. You constantly talk about making games that are not exactly fighting games. You talk a lot about Shaolin monks that you were closely involved.
Yes.
Are you planning to do some non-fighting game that will wow everybody?
We certainly don't have anything to announce, but it's definitely something that we would like to do. And with Injustice happening and Injustice 2, that between Mortal Kombat and Injustice, that has really taken up all of our time in terms of what we can make. But we're trying to think of ways that we can also try something new.
And talking about Injustice, Mortal Kombat, you seem to like working one, then working in the other one. Yeah. You just finished Injustice 2. Is it time for a new Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. I definitely can't announce anything today. But a lot of people have seen the pattern that you just talked about, so we'll see.
I know you're a big fan of Kojima. Metal Gear Solid is one of our favorite games. I saw a picture of you two on Twitter. Did you met him just
yes,
the first time?
I met him yesterday for the first time. The first Metal Gear Solid came out in 1987, and Mortal Kombat, the first one, came out in 1992. And all these years of making Metal Gear Solid games and Mortal Kombat games, and we never met. It was weird.
You had to come to Brazil to meet each other.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Exactly.
Mortal Kombat and fighting games are really different from Metal Gear Solid. How do you take inspirations from his games?
Well, he has a great, cinematic approach to storytelling, and our more recent games have had kind of like a cinematic movie story mode in the game, and so just video games in general presenting themselves with that more epic cinematic look, I think that has probably influenced us at some point.
And now a question that a lot of people ask, but I'll try to do a little bit different. Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. I'm not gonna ask if it's possible, but do you think it would work, being such different styles?
Yeah. There would have to be a number of big decisions that would have to be made. You know, does it look like Street Fighter? Does it look like Mortal Kombat? Does it play like Street Fighter? Does it play like Mortal Kombat? Who's going to do it? Are there going to be fatalities? Is it going to be T-rated, M-rated? You know, and so all those decisions are probably the biggest obstacles in terms of making something like that
Do
happen.
you still dream about it?
I don't
you
know if I
want to make
dream
it
about
one
it, but
day?
it would be fun to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would go all crazy, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure of that. Now I'm just gonna ask if you could give us, to wrap up, a good get over here.
Oh, I can't yell that. No.
You can? You
No,
can
my
anymore?
throat is killing me.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you so much for the interview. It was really
Thank you.
cool.
Thank you.
E essa foi a entrevista com a lenda Ed Boon aqui na BGS 2017.